This is a public safety warning for all residents across the globe. We urge you to stop what you're doing and listen carefully. This message may save your life. Something is happening. Remote controls are going missing. Not stolen. Not broken. Not lost. They're disappearing. Households all across the area are reporting the same strange pattern. One moment the remote is there, the next it's gone. And it always starts the same way. You notice the remote is missing. You think, I probably left it under a pillow. You check the cushions, the coffee table. You even look in the kitchen, or the bathroom, or the basement, just in case you carried it there without realizing. Then you think, maybe someone moved it. Maybe it'll turn up later. But later never comes. Because the more you think about the remote, the more the television changes. Some say their TVs begin flickering, even when turned off. Some hear soft static, like a whisper. A few hear their names. One man in Birch Hollow claims he walked past his unplugged TV and heard himself speaking, except he hadn't said a word. A mother in Pine Ridge said she covered the screen with a blanket and left the room. 10 minutes later, her son called her back in. The blanket was on the floor. The TV was on. The screen was just glowing. White. No sound. But her son said he saw someone smiling in it. Not a cartoon. Not a reflection. A face. She moved out the next morning. This has happened more than once. In fact, it's becoming common. So common, we've been forced to study it. We now believe the remote is more than a device. It's a seal, a key, a kind of permission. When it's gone, the television becomes something else. Not a screen, a window, a door. There are figures associated with these events. They are not confirmed people. No faces, no details, just shadows. Sometimes tall, sometimes hunched, always near the screen. They never walk. They just appear, and they only stay visible in your peripheral vision. If you try to look directly at them, they vanish, or worse, the screen flickers, and something changes about your reflection. We do not advise speaking to anyone you see in your screen. Several cases involve individuals claiming their own reflections started moving out of sync, smiling when they weren't, looking at them when they looked away. One woman was recorded crying in front of her screen. Her husband later watched the video back. In the footage, she's still, completely still. The crying came from somewhere else in the room. At least 8 known cases involve people trying to power off their TVs manually. None of them were successful. 2 are missing. 3 were found in catatonic states, whispering numbers and colors for hours. The others refused to speak at all. One scratched a message into their wall. It watches when you reach for the buttons. We advise all residents, do not touch the television. Do not speak to the screen. Do not attempt to look too long, and do not keep searching for the remote. Once you begin searching, something becomes aware. We're not sure what, but it's listening. It's always listening. A teenager in Marlow Bend reported finding a room inside her television. Not a show, a real room. Wooden walls, a chair facing the screen. She blinked and it was gone. But she couldn't stop thinking about it. That night, her dreams took place inside the room. She hasn't slept since. We believe the screen shows what it learns from you. Your curiosity feeds it. Your questions sharpen it. And when you start thinking about the remote as missing, you trigger a search response, not in you, but in it. That's when the TV starts watching you back. It's hard to explain, but people describe feeling out of step after exposure. Time feels off. Reflections lag. Some clocks stop working near the screen. Pets refuse to go near it. Phones won't charge if plugged into the same outlet. One boy said he saw something crawl behind the screen, inside the panel. Not a glitch, not a video, a hand. Another man noticed that his television was displaying his hallway, not a program, not a camera feed. It was just the hallway behind him, but empty. Then a second later, someone walked past, but no one was there. He moved out that night, but he never unplugged the screen. He was afraid to touch it. We don't know what they want. We don't know where the remotes go. But we know this. Once it's gone, you're never alone in the room again. The screen doesn't forget. It doesn't sleep. It just waits. If your remote disappears, don't search. Don't speak. Don't move toward the television. Leave the room quietly. Keep lights on in every hallway. Cover all mirrors with thick blankets. Turn off smart devices that respond to your voice. Do not say the word remote out loud. One man said he found his remote days later. In a drawer he said he had checked a dozen times. But it didn't work anymore. The buttons were soft, sticky, and none of them did what they were supposed to. When he pressed power, the screen showed static, then a photograph of his family. But the faces were turned away, and something stood behind them. We've confirmed 47 cases across the state alone. The number is growing. If you feel watched, if you see movement in a powered-off screen, walk away slowly. Leave the house. Call someone. But don't tell them what you saw. Not over the phone. Not near the screen. The moment you try to explain it, the screen might try to answer you. The remote isn't missing. It was removed by something that no longer wants you to have control. The television isn't off. It's pretending. And if you keep looking, if you keep searching, you'll give it exactly what it's been waiting for. Your attention. Your reflection. Your voice. It needs one more thing to open fully. One last action. You pressing the button. The one that's not there anymore. The one it took. Don't look for it. Let it go. Let it stay gone. Because if you look long enough, the screen starts looking back.